Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Gamer Couple. I'm Sam, and for today's video, we're going to be showing you how to win games with an aggressive playstyle and how to position yourself to get high kill wins. If you guys didn't know, we do a giveaway every week on the channel, where 2 subscribers will win 1,000 V-Bucks by gift card of their choice. To enter, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave a comment down below saying what your highest kill win is. If you haven't downloaded Fortnite yet, our affiliate link is in the description, and without further ado, let's jump right on into it. Alright guys, so in this game we're doing a Dusty Depot drop. I don't land here often, but luckily I pick up a gray tack off the start. I then move behind a wall to locate the other players that I hear around me. I get a nice headshot on the Sparkle Specialist and chase for the kill, but as soon as she leaves my LOS, she gets killed by a heavy shotgun. I don't have any shields at this point, so I know I have to position myself around natural cover to avoid being one shot by the heavy. I move around the natural cover, only peeking over my right shoulder to give me the advantage. I get a few easy hits on the Bright Bomber, granting me shields and a heavy right off the start. From here, I try to pop a couple minis, but someone riffs on me instantly. I place a ramp to block some of the damage and reposition myself around the natural cover to take a shot. I allow myself to take a bit of damage to line up the perfect headshot, and then move around the crate to bait the enemy to me. As soon as they walk around the corner, I line up a perfect shot for an easy kill. I now have a full loadout and a few mats to take my next fight. I loot the rest of Dusty, and as soon as I'm pushing out, I hear someone to my left. I quickly place a wall and a ramp and take a shot at the player. They throw a clinger towards me, so I close the distance to fight them at close range. This was an inexperienced player, so I line up a few solid shotgun shots and finish the fight fast. From here, I hear a fight finish in the divot, so I decide to go and check it out and grab some mushrooms as well. I see the player and go for a few AR shots. I get a nice headshot and I push immediately. I don't like being in the divot, so I know I have to get this kill fast so that I don't get pinched by another player. I push with floors above him, get a solid shot, and then edit through my floor to finish the kill. I then pop a mini, take a big shield, and grab a mushroom to get to 100 health and 100 shields while pushing out of divot. As I'm running out of the divot, I see another player, so I build a wall and ramp again. I take a quick peek shot and then place walls around me. As soon as I place my wall, the player shoots an RPG, eliminating themselves. Unfortunately, we don't get credit for the kill, but still play the engagement well. I now decide to check the outskirts of the circle to find players rotating in. I see a Black Knight flying through the sky, so I take some snipes at him in hopes for a fight. He flies down and starts building immediately, so I do the same. Unfortunately, my builds go into the floor at a really weird angle, allowing him to get the high ground. As soon as he ramps above me, I try to place a pyramid and box him in. Unfortunately, the pyramid snaps a bit too late, allowing him to escape. I then double ramp up, place a bouncer, and get a solid heavy shot followed by some shots with the Scar. He then falls to his death, robbing me of the elimination. I now rotate back to the circle and start making my way towards Tilted. Out of nowhere, I start getting hit with an AR, so I build quickly towards the player. As soon as I see that I have the high ground, I take a super fast heavy shot and place a floor below me to block any incoming damage. This player was super aggressive, so he jumped off the ramp and went for a pump shot. While in the air, I quickly flick to his head with the heavy, giving me an easy kill. Before the pump nerf, a play like that would have been totally viable, but with the current state of shotguns, he should have played that way differently. Luckily, this player had a chug jug to get me back to full health and also helped me out with tons of materials. I then hear 2 players fighting at depot, so I push super quick. As I'm pushing up, I hear a snipe from behind a rock right next to me. I quickly ramp up to control the high ground from the player, and out of nowhere I hear this player below me get sniped. So I drop down super fast and finish the kill with a quick heavy shot. I then focus my attention back to the 2 people fighting a Dusty and quick scope one in the air. I push up to kill the other, and he builds up ramps and suicides into the divot. I don't know what was going on this game, but I lost credit for 3 kills from people eliminating themselves. From here, I realized that I have to rotate all the way to the soccer field. I swap my Scar for a Tommy gun because it can be used as an AR and an SMG that pairs nicely with the heavy. So I run straight from Dusty all the way to the other side of the map and start building up to take the high ground. I notice a guy camping in a 1x1, so I line up a quick sniper headshot and grab an easy elim. As I push up to loot him, I hear the player that he was fighting pushing up as well. I build a couple quick ramps and position myself on the high ground. This player tries to go into turtle mode by placing floors all above his head, but I shoot an RPG right outside of his floors, getting a strong hit. I then drop down and hit him with the heavy and clean him up with the Tommy gun. The Tommy gun is such an amazing close range weapon that most of the time you shouldn't even switch back to your shotgun. Even if you miss your first shotgun shot, commit to the drum gun because the magazine size and damage is so insane. Even if a player starts building, it can usually laser through the build and the player way more effectively than a shotgun. At this point, we have the perfect loadout, tons of materials, and no reason to stop playing aggressive. So I build up to the rift on the mountain, and another player decides to as well at the exact same time. I get a weird placement issue with my stairs, which causes me to be behind with my builds. I stay calm and retake the high ground, but the enemy shoots me down. He jumps into the rift, so I do the exact same thing. He lands on the lower part of the mountain, so I position myself on the high ground. I pressure him from above and then pre-fire a rocket to where I think he's going to be. The rocket actually hits him, and I decide to bounce pad to him to finish the kill. As I bounce pad, he does as well. I follow his trail and end up landing on 3 bouncers in a row, which felt insanely cool. I finally land on top of him, and he tries to bounce pad up to get a shot off on me, but I counter with a shot back, giving me the elim. Fights like these are super fun in Fortnite, and this player definitely knew how to engage and when to disengage as well. Whenever you guys go up against a good player, try using things that grant you mobility. Using a bouncer to retake high ground or using a launch pad to disengage can be the difference between winning and losing a fight. I run back to where I killed the previous player and use the extra big shield so that I can save the slurp. I can't see any other players around me, but there is one giant hill in the circle that I know that I need to get on top of. So I decide to push up the hill, and as I do, someone launch pads off of it. I turn around and place walls behind me so that I don't take unnecessary damage. As I'm connecting my ramp to the mountain, I hear someone above me with a minigun. I now know that he knows that I'm right below him, so I need to get to the high ground fast. I use a launch pad to bounce behind him and essentially reset the fight on an even playing field. I build onto a pre-built structure to take the high ground, and the other player takes my launch pad as well. He launches onto another launch pad and ends up actually taking the high ground from me. This was a really smart play by him and definitely gave him the positional advantage. I continue to build up on my structure so that I can be level with him, but as I'm doing this, he starts to throw C4 at me while I'm also being shot in the back. I start to panic a bit in this situation, but I know that he's already thrown 2 C4, which means he probably only has 1 more left. So I decide to take a chance and close the distance on him. He throws his last C4 and ends up damaging me, but also destroying his building, leaving him completely exposed. I capitalize on this with the Tommy gun and melt him super fast for the kill. I use my slurp to get back to full shields and see another player looking at me. I decide to push to him, but he hides underneath the mountain. I drop down and get a good shot on him, but he gets a good shot on me as well. I don't want to risk taking any more damage, so I play around the cover and take super safe shots. I hit him a couple times and he decides to run back up the mountain to the zone. I know that he's weak and the storm is closing in, so I pull out the Tommy to shred through the building and to get the kill quickly. He drops 2 slurps, so I use one and hold the other. It was honestly super risky to drop down and take that fight, and it caused me to take unnecessary damage. If I would have just stayed on top of the mountain, I would have got that elimination, kept better positioning, and would have had 2 slurps instead of 1. Even when you have a great game, you should try to go back and find even the smallest mistakes to improve on for next time. As I'm rushing into the zone, I see a red knight building up onto the high ground to take a good position. So I decide to shoot an RPG, and it actually hits. He immediately disengages and runs down the mountain. Instead of chasing him right away, I take the time to reload all my weapons and to keep the high ground position. From here, I follow him down the mountain and take a sniper shot. I then apply pressure with the Tommy gun and RPG. I know that he hasn't had time to heal, so I wait very patiently for my next shot. I really want to hit this shot because if I don't, he'll be at the next zone, which could be very bad for me. The patience pays off and I end up hitting a really nice headshot. As soon as I turn around while reloading, I see the last guy staring right at me and give him a quick shot to win the game. This was an awesome 14 kill game that should have been a 17 if people didn't eliminate themselves. We really hope you guys enjoyed this educational commentary, and we wanted to leave you guys with just a few tips for playing aggressive and for getting high kill games. Try to take as little damage as possible so that you always have a ton of health when going into a fight. Shooting a shotgun and then building to block damage is a really good habit to learn. Try to eliminate players quickly. Snipers, shotguns, and Tommy guns can really shred a player quickly, allowing you to have shorter fights, granting you more kills. Don't spend too much time looting. If you get the essentials and then take a couple early fights, you usually get what you need for the rest of the game. Use things that give you mobility. ATKs, rifts, and launch pads will allow you to rotate faster, which will get you more limbs. Last but not least, play to improve instead of playing to win. If you go into every game taking as many fights as possible, you'll improve a lot faster than playing it safe and only taking certain engagements. Stop caring about your stats and go and put yourself in uncomfortable situations.
Anyway guys, it's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button down below. If you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to never miss a Fortnite video or live stream. If you want to stay up to date with us, our Twitter, Discord, Instagram, and Twitch are in the description. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.